Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's me again, Golden Blue Dude. Hey, if you haven't already, please hit the like and subscribe button. We are on our way to 5,000 subscribers. We're almost there, but we can't do it without your help. You know, from time to time, everybody is wrong at some point in their life. And it sucks, and we hate it, and we hate to admit it. But it happens. And I have to admit, I might be wrong about something. What am I talking about? I'm talking about West Virginia going to the ACC. Back in the summer, Oklahoma and Texas announced that they were going to the Big 12. And I started hearing other rumors about West Virginia going to the ACC. So I talked to my ACC sources, and they said, yeah, actually the ACC has reached out to West Virginia. And at one point they said it should be announced within 2 weeks. Well, that didn't happen. I said, hey, what's going on? Well, there's some other things that needs to be figured out, so they're trying to keep it under the rug until all that other stuff gets figured out. I'm like, okay, that's cool. And then, you know, I keep up with my sources almost on a daily basis. And then they said that West Virginia and Notre Dame are a package deal to the ACC, that they're going to bring in West Virginia and Notre Dame. And about that time, that's whenever the Big 12 announced that they were bringing BYU, Houston, UCF, and Cincinnati. I'm like, hey, guys, sources, the Big 12 is actually expanding. This does not look like West Virginia is leaving. No. West Virginia still has an offer from the ACC. The only concerns that we have is West Virginia might turn down the ACC. And I'm like, well, are we going to hear anything, any announcement? Well, no, it could happen in 2023. But the announcement could come by February. And I actually made a bet with somebody in a chat room back in August saying, if there's not an announcement of West Virginia going to the ACC, then the bet was $400. Well, it looks like I might be out of $400 because this week, Shane Lyons, the administrator for West Virginia, has come out and said, no, the ACC hasn't even reached out to West Virginia. West Virginia doesn't even have a decision, which could be taken as, you know, Shane Lyons saying what he needs to say to keep this quiet. But at the same time, it's starting to not make sense, West Virginia going to the ACC. So I can admit it. I'm probably wrong about this. West Virginia is probably not going to the ACC. They're probably staying in the Big 12. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I would have preferred West Virginia going to the ACC because, number one, I want to go to more away games. And I'm pretty much right smack dab in the middle of ACC country. Honestly, away games would probably be closer for me than a home game for West Virginia. Clemson about 20 minutes away, Georgia Tech about 2 hours away, NC State 3 hours away, North Carolina 3 hours away, Wake Forest maybe 3.5, Duke 3.5, Virginia Tech about 4 hours, Virginia about 5 hours. All those closer than Morgantown. Morgantown's about a 10-hour drive from here. So, you know, I was excited about that. Well, it looks like that's not going to happen. And on top of that, West Virginia going to the ACC, rivals. We would get to play our rivals every single year. Pitt, Virginia Tech, Syracuse, Boston College, Louisville, Miami. I love those old rivals, but it looks like we're going to have to settle with, you know, home and home every 4 years with Pitt, then Virginia Tech, and throw some Maryland in there. I mean, it is what it is. I guess, you know, this is life. West Virginia is in the Big 12, and yes, bringing Cincinnati helps a little bit as far as travel goes. Bringing in UCF, that doesn't really help at all because that's far south. It might be as far south as it is going west to Iowa State. And then, of course, they brought in BYU. Now, I know an away game to BYU for West Virginia might be once every 6 to 8 years. So that's not that big a deal. But it does add to it. So this will give the Big 12 12 teams. They'll actually be the Big 12 again. So they're going to go to divisions. And I think it'll be East and West. So in the East Division, it'll be West Virginia, Cincinnati, UCF, Iowa State, Kansas, and Kansas State. And then in the West Division, it'll be BYU, Texas Tech, Houston, Baylor, TCU, and Oklahoma State. I just don't see any other way that they could divide the Big 12. I think that's the fairest, and it makes the most sense. So there's your new Big 12 with divisions. So hopefully West Virginia keeps getting those home and homes with Pitt and Virginia Tech and some other ACC opponents because it's looking like West Virginia's not going to the ACC. So Golden Blue Dude can admit when he's wrong. And it's looking like I was flat wrong about that. And, you know, I really trusted these sources because they were part of actual coaching staffs. It seemed like they were really close to the situation. And maybe they are close to the situation, but maybe they're going more by rumors and not what they actually know. I don't know. But I will say I really, truly trusted these sources. So now, you know, I'm left with egg on my face. I got to eat crow. It is what it is. That's life. And I can admit it. I'm probably wrong about West Virginia going to the ACC. There, I said it. It's out there. I mean, if it happens, great. But now I'm leaning towards it's just not going to happen. We're in the Big 12. And, you know, with Oklahoma and Texas leaving, we are going to make less money in the Big 12. That's a fact. But, you know, are they leaving now? Are they leaving before the start of the 2022 college football season? Are they waiting to 2025? That's all up in the air as well. So I don't know. But it's looking like West Virginia is going nowhere. We are staying in the Big 12. So let's settle in for the long haul. We're used to it already. Now we just got to, you know, get used to playing Cincinnati again and playing Houston. Hey, but on the bright side, we do get to play Dana Holgorsen in Houston every year, so I'm pretty excited about that. I have full confidence that West Virginia will beat Houston on a yearly basis. Man, if that doesn't happen and Dana Holgorsen in Houston beats West Virginia, you talk about a sour film. You talk about rant videos. Those will be some rant videos. But anyways, that's the update I have for you. Not really an update, just admitting that I'm wrong, and West Virginia, more than likely, staying in the Big 12. So all those that were saying, no, Golden Blue Dude, you're wrong, you're out of your mind, enjoy this, enjoy this. Yes, I was wrong. It looks like West Virginia is staying in the Big 12. That's all I got for this show. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on my next show.